Hello, friends. It's me, Catherine Ivers Norton, the author of The Stain, coming to you from Facebook jail. I have 15 days left on my sentence, and I am going to read from chapter 2, titled Chardonnay S'il vous plaît, on this rainy Saturday morning in Ithaca, New York, November 13th, 2021. It's cold, damp. You might want to grab a cup of tea, wrap in a blanket, snuggle in, and we'll see if this passage warms things up a bit. Let's check in on the lovebirds now that they've been dating a little while. Sometimes he would surprise me by coming to my office to take me to lunch or buzzing my apartment when I didn't expect him. He always seemed to know where to find me. Often he had just a few hours layover on his way to someplace else. I was never sure when I would see him next, but I was always glad when I did. He caught me unprepared one rainy December afternoon. I'd left the apartment wearing black yoga pants and a fitted tank top beneath a red plaid vintage men's flannel work jacket I found at a thrift shop. Leather knee-high, lace-up work boots completed this reckless ensemble. A chewed-up yellow number 2 pencil held my hair in a wild, absent-minded bun on top of my head, and I had my glasses on. They had small lenses, a style that conveyed intellectual with an attitude to the world. At least that was the look I was going for when I bought them. I may have looked more like a crazy librarian, but I wasn't worried. East Village is funky, so I fit right in. The sidewalk was full of people looking down, dressed in overcoats and carrying umbrellas. I was on a single-minded mission, coffee. I was focused on my project, still editing the words in my mind. I'd forgotten to grab my umbrella and decided to trudge on in the rain rather than go back up the 2 flights of stairs to get it. I did not see Sergei in the crowd. He almost didn't recognize me either. Sandra? He asked tentatively, touching my arm as I passed. I turned at the sound of his voice, and my heart leaped in my chest when I saw his face. He was striking and perfect as always in a dark business suit and fine wool overcoat. Sergei, I cried in surprise. I was so delighted to see him, I completely forgot my appearance. He wrapped his arms around me and kissed me right there on the sidewalk, with pedestrians flowing around us like a river. Cold rain drizzled from a lead gray sky. My hair fell in a shameless waterfall as the pencil dropped, forgotten, to the wet concrete below. I looked at him through my glasses and watched him take in the sight of me. As raindrops obscured the lenses, I realized I did not look my best and began to feel embarrassed. I was always dressed in more contact lenses in the past. I wasn't wearing any makeup. This moment was the first he'd seen me in my natural state. What does he think of me? I wondered apprehensively. Sandrochka, he stated, his warm breath teasing my face. You were full of surprises. What else do you have in store for me? I thought, relaxing. Sergei said it in a way to let me know he still found me attractive. I noticed he called me Sandrochka only when he was feeling affection for me, and it was always said in a deeper tone than usual. The rest of the time, I was Sandra to him. No one ever called me Sandra. Kathy is the American version of my name, but I didn't correct him. Sergei's names gave me clues to how he was feeling. If only you knew, but I will not divulge my secrets. There is only one way for you to find out, I teased, as I bit my lower lip, raised an eyebrow, and then displayed a frisky smile. You play with me, Sandra, he warned. I didn't care. I could play with this man for the rest of my life and never get bored. I took off my glasses to view his face without obstruction. He was close enough to see, but the world beyond him became a blur. Yes, I admitted, but not nearly as often as I would like to. We locked gazes, and all the noise, sights, and commotion that is New York City vanished beyond the perimeter of his eyes. We went to a place where only we existed. It was a quiet place. His eyes held mine just as his hands were now holding my shoulders, guiding me backward. My feet and legs moved as if hypnotized. My back came up against a wall and my nerve endings drew the outlines of cold, damp bricks through my clothing for my brain to read. Sergei brought his face so close to mine. Our noses almost touched. Sergei's eyes were so close, so intense, and so incredibly blue. His pupils were large, and through the void, I imagined I saw the universe expanding within him. I couldn't look away even if I wanted to. After not seeing him in weeks, the power of his proximity overwhelmed my senses. I forgot to breathe. This moment of feeling lost within his eyes stretched on into eternity. He closed his eyes and kissed me. The heat between us was incredible, like standing beside a bonfire on a cold winter night. The front of me was burning hot, but my backside was freezing. He was the sun, and I was the earth, caught in his gravitational pull. We were two heavenly bodies floating on an ancient path through the universe, bound to each other by forces I could not comprehend. Sergei pulled back and examined my face. I was awash with emotion and wonder. My cheeks were burning and I was breathless. He smiled with satisfaction. "Where are you going?" he asked bluntly. What? I stammered. "You were leaving the building," he prompted. "Oh," I stalled. The sounds of the city flooded back to my awareness, and I suddenly remembered where I was. I felt like I just woke from a dream. I looked around and saw we were standing beneath the service entrance to my building. The rain was coming down harder, just inches beyond my shoulders. How could I have not noticed before? He brought me in from the storm. I looked at him and wondered why it seemed like he was expecting something. "You were going somewhere?" he prodded. The deep crinkles in the corners of his eyes revealed the pleasure he took in his ability to produce such a powerful effect on me. "Oh, yes," I replied. I felt like an idiot. Why wasn't my brain working? "To Starbucks for coffee," I finally answered. "I'm editing the article for Psychology Today. The final draft is due on Monday." He already knew the magazine acceptance was a significant win for me to break out of academic writing and widen my audience. "Let me get some caffeine into you then," he said. "I only have 3 hours. I won't take much of your time." "No," I said. "Only 3 hours?" I felt crushed. I would rather miss the deadline to have more time together. Sergei smiled and took me by the hand. "Let's go." I put my glasses on and we stepped out into the rain. New York never seemed more exciting or beautiful on that dreary December day. I could have walked to Albany with him, but our destination was only a few blocks away. We looked like an unlikely pair at the coffee shop, he in his perfectly tailored business suit, and me dressed as a rogue student philosopher. But I didn't care. It was enough just to be together. So thank you very much for joining me this morning, or whenever you're listening to this. I wish for you the very best. I hope you have a warm relations, happy heart, and you feel light and full of joy today. That's my wish for you. So thank you for joining me. Please drop me some comments. I accept any kind of feedback. I welcome all of it, good, bad, ugly. So thank you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll be back with something from chapter 3 tomorrow. All right, bye.